Animal free MRE. Animal free presents a brand new amazing ration. Animal free MRE L.R.Ps. What? Made in the US? And created by CustomMMRE.com and MRE Mountain. Alright. Animal free MRE. And guess what night it is? Ooh, late night, date night. MRE number 11. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Hi everybody, welcome to a very special animal-free MRE.
Date night with Candy.
And Ben, number 11, and again, a very special one. Do you want to tell them why, Candy?
Well, we are debuting our very own animal-free MRE, L.R.P.
That's right, it's an L.R.P, which is abbreviated for Long Range Patrol Ration, which generally represents the main dish in the ration being dehydrated. So it's much lighter, much more compact. It usually has a better, bolder flavor. All you have to do is add boiling hot water.
Great for take-along, very light, but very filling.
And they also
we did sample these actually already behind the scenes, just so that we would have a bit of an edge on y'all.
You know, I was pretty excited too. I couldn't wait, to be honest. So I had to get into one and taste it. And I gotta say, you know, we won't say anything about it, but we were not disappointed. I'll simply say that. And they were very filling and very tasty. I'm really excited about these. And you guys now can pick them up yourself right here.
So, the animal-free MRE. A lot of people ask how we came up with our name, animal-free. Obviously, the MRE part's in there. Given. The animal-free, I like the idea of a society that doesn't have to rely on the slavery of animals. Don't be all mad at me because I said that, people. But to feed ourselves. So
plant-based proteins are the way of the future as far as the numbers are that we are growing. We just can't use this much land to sustain the meat industry anymore. We gotta adjust to the times, and this is just one way to offset that.
It is. So the song, Ben was like, I don't know about it, and I was like, come on.
It's like we didn't even have words yet for the name of it yet, but the song was like the inspiration for it all. We were going to call it like Animal Meat-Free MRE. This doesn't sound good. And Candy said Animal-Free MRE and started singing the song, and it just popped. So really the name, there's not much science behind it, but it sounded great, and it kind of represents what we do, which is basically vegetarian and vegan rations. Again, plant-based proteins are what we're focusing on. This is definitely a vegetarian ration, not a vegan ration. In the future, we will be coming out with vegan rations. That's our main focus and our main passion. But we do know there's a broader, wider audience with vegetarian rations. And they're equally as tasty, and they'll blow anyone that is headstrong with meat entrees. You try one of these and you'll be impressed. The flavor's there, the filling's there, everything's there. They're really good meals.
Okay, we gotta get to these because now you're making me hungry. I remember what it tasted like.
We haven't eaten all day. We've been waiting for this. We can't wait to get into them. And I'm excited to show you guys.
Kids are gone. Grandma's got them. So we're actually a little bit energetic too. You like that? There's sunshine coming in here.
Oh, this is our new setup, by the way. We moved into our new place, finally, safe and sound. The workmen's are home, and we don't plan on moving for a while. So we have family above us in the place above, so we're super excited. Lots of love, lots of family, and lots of things to show you guys in the future. And just so, in case some of you didn't know, the difference between vegetarians don't eat meat. That's about it. They eat milk, dairy, soy, eggs, honey, the whole 9 yards. Whereas you're vegan, they don't eat meat, they don't eat dairy, they don't eat honey, they don't eat eggs. But they eat a lot of legumes, beans, a lot of hummus, black beans rice, a lot of different things. But and I was going to say, hey, when we got the rations earlier today, it was a very mysterious delivery. Check it out. just came in. I don't know about that guy. He's shady. But here's what he brought us. Check it out. Chili.
See that? Lasagna. With TVP. Alright, we're putting it on there.
Alright, so let's check out what's in each one of these. Oh, I love that. You can open them so easily.
I hope that I'm... Oh, nice.
And I have to add one thing, too. I obviously went and helped get these when they came in from at Emery Mountain. The guys, the family out there are great people, and they allowed me to come out and help them with the shipping. And a couple of these cases, they do get damaged in shipping, but not a single one of the rations got damaged. They fill them up with a poofed air, kind of like you get your chips, your potato chips in, and none of the contents were damaged, amazingly enough. It's an awesome way to pack these now. And so, dear, do you want to show them what's in yours really quick?
Absolutely. I have got the menu. So I can't make that out.
Alright, honey, why don't you show them what's inside your bag really quick?
It's like Christmas.
I hope it's as fine as you. Because you're looking really fine right now.
Is that right?
Yeah, you're really nice. I like your dress.
Thank you. Vegetarian lasagna.
That's a nice package.
Mm-hmm. Gussets.
It does have a flat gusset on the bottom. It's a trip. That's all.
Oatmeal cookie.
Not hat-worthy, but good.
No, not hat-worthy. Granola with blueberry.
Interesting. I like that. The cereal item.
Silverware and accessories.
The accessories are cool. They have Smarties in them. Is that a lemon lime? Is that what that was?
Tropical punch.
Ooh, excellent. And a spread too, it looks like.
Peanut butter.
Awesome.
So that means that you got...
I obviously have the utensils with the... Okay.
What did you get in yours, Ben?
So, I got the chocolate peanut butter spread. I also got a utensil pack. Let's see. We got the candies and hard-coated... We got the chocolates with hard-coated candies. Basically, it's like a mint M&M. Mm-hmm. Yeah, these are the mint ones. These are super tasty. Mm-hmm. We got a beverage bag for your pink lemonade. Excellent. We got some tortillas. And my main, which is the vegetarian chili. Yeah, that's a good one. I'm excited for this. Oh, and I almost forgot corn nuts.
My favorite!
Yeah, this is a tasty little setup here. I like this.
That's some good snackins. I'm going to have to switcheroo you.
We'll see about that. Oh, you got the oatmeal cookie. I really like that one. Yeah, maybe we'll switch for halfsies.
Okay. Alright. Are we ready to put this on a tray?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah? Alrighty. We're getting into it. Oh!
Yeah, look at this. This is nice.
Spread. This is a good spread.
I'm liking it. I'm hungry.
Oh, look at all these good snacks. So you've got the hard chocolate coated mint chocolates.
They're cool colors too.
The corn nuts.
I gotta try this coffee really quick while you're talking.
What's this one? You have...
And just so people don't get mad, this is not false advertisement. I actually doubled up my coffee. That's why it's in such a large mug. It would be about half this. There's a 12-ounce mug, so you get a 6-ounce serving per portion, per Emery.
So you have the vegetarian chili, and I've got the lasagna, correct?
Yes.
Alright, cool. So I've got lasagna, he's got chili, he's got chocolate, peanut butter spread.
And there's a good balance because I will mention, I think the vegetable lasagna is a bigger portion. I think it's a slightly larger, more filling meal. Whereas this one has the chocolate peanut butter spread, it has the chocolates. I think this one's more of like an epic lunch, and this one's more like a really good dinner, if I could compare the two.
This, and the oatmeal in this was quite filling, I do recall from when we sampled.
And this one I made cold too instead of hot.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And our mains, they're going to take about 10 or 15 minutes to steep fully, and so we're going to enjoy everything else while these are going. I'm just going to put mine aside. Can I put yours back here too?
Sure.
And we went ahead and did a pink lemonade fruit punch concoction
They snuggle?
I would call it more of a piggyback because there's only two, but a snuggle would be appropriate because they've mixed. So I'll give you the snuggle. And you're smarter than me. That's good to try. I love the coffee, by the way. The coffee is nice. For an instant coffee, this brand, it looks kind of generic, but it actually it's a decent cup of coffee. Doesn't bug me. I like it.
Deep. Rich.
That's good. I like that punch concoction.
Nice.
Alright, I can't wait for the peanut butter chocolate. I'm going to get right in.
I'm going to start with the oatmeal, the blueberry oatmeal.
Now I've got to mention something too. Check out these new spoons. They're dope. I love it. The MRE spoons are a lot deeper. Can you grab that one right behind you, babe? Oh, perfect. Comparing the two, they're roughly the same length. They are the same length. But the MRE spoon's a little bit, the standard MRE spoon's a little bit wider and much, much deeper. I always find that when I go to bite with a standard MRE spoon, the front of my mustache gets loaded with food. I have to like dip my lip too far into it. Like the shape of it's just slightly off. I really like this one. It's a new shape. It even feels more sturdy, tougher. I like it. I like the new spoon.
That sounds really yummy.
Cold. Wow.
It's like
Almost like a bitter cold.
yeah, it's like a granola. It's almost like a granola yogurt mix, even without the dairy taste. Because it has that texture from
What a trip.
what should be oatmeal, but we just did it cold. So that's really awesome. That was yummy.
It just has the consistency of like blueberries, yogurt, and some oatmeal. Wow, that's really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
Loving it. Loving it. I like the easy hack too that you don't have to heat up the extra water.
Want some chocolate peanut butter spread? I tasted it on the spoon. It was really good, really nutty flavored, like a hazelnut, but it's not. It's just a peanut butter chocolate spread.
Can you get a little hookup on this? And just straighten on the spoon. I'm gonna.
So we can see the thickness of it. And I'm going to save 1/2 of my tortilla for my chili because it's super good dipping stuff in that chili. I might even have to go and grab some crackers since I'm here at the house. Yeah, this peanut spread's excellent. It's really smooth, has a nice chocolate hint, but it's definitely strong on the nut flavor, which is really nice. It's not just like a chocolate spread. Definitely like a peanut butter chocolate spread.
That's true that, to me the chocolate flavor is actually kind of light. I would say it's more peanut butter with a hint of chocolate than like a chocolate with a hint of peanut butter. You know, like a lot of chocolate spreads will be predominantly chocolate or cocoa tasting. Cacao. But at any rate, mellow on the chocolate and still delicious on the peanut butter. Highly recommend.
Can you hear her over the crunching?
I don't know. Can you guys hear me? Am I being clear? I'm trying to not mumble.
Dude, I love corn nuts. It's like a Doritos chip in your mouth.
Oh my
A
gosh.
deconstructed Doritos chip.
Really good.
Mm-hmm.
Really good.
I should save some of those to go with my chili. That'd be really good. And that, and the hot sauce, just in case. How's your sides there? What's up? That's a cute little wet wipe, and it's nice and wet too. That's cool. I can actually wash my hands with this. The ones at KFC, you have to use like 6 of them to get your hands washed. What's up? Did that like totally glue your mouth shut? That was funny.
It's still like in the back of my throat, on the top there.
Yeah, I like the fruit punch pink lemonade. That's a good combo.
I'm like gripping my coffee for dear life. You're not supposed to give your babies peanut butter spoon. Joke on it.
Doesn't that remind you of Easter? Those colors? It's like the happy colors for mint M&Ms.
Apparently I need to eat something safer. Mush. My doctor actually told me that basically my diet after telling me a whole list of things that I couldn't eat, and I asked, well, what can I eat? So they basically mush really bland things.
Nothing fun like MREs.
I was like, cool, I'll stick to that diet.
Okay, here's your peanut butter, and let's see how those oatmeal cookies are.
Trying. Okay, I'm working on it.
You're going back to something you've already tasted.
Ah, you're such a corrector. Bossing me, telling me. You know what? I'm the
Keeping
queen.
her on track.
I'm the queen.
Oh, it's good.
Look at this. Peanut
You
butter
can't go wrong with
on
peanut butter spread. Sorry,
You really can't.
Talked over your song.
Could you maybe button your lips?
Maybe a zip it.
As Penny says, shush it. Happy zombie.
These chocolate mints are really good. They remind me of like borderline wedding mint / Easter candy. Good chocolate flavor. Nice chalky mint. Yum. I like these. We should go hiking and see how long they take to melt in my hand. Tactical melting point. Since I'm on the candy thing, I'm gonna eat some more candy.
Ooh.
Smarties.
Okay, well, I have sampled everything except my Smarties, which I know I love. Mm.
How was your cookie, by the way?
You know, it's a tab on the dry side for me. Especially difficult to get down with the peanut butter.
Mm.
It's kind of like glue. Or just a really thick peanut butter sandwich.
I ate your other cookie. I thought it was really good. It's nice and crunchy.
Oh, we haven't even had our mains yet.
No, ma'am, not yet.
Let's get to it.
All right, let's click it, and then we'll have the mains out on the plate because no one wants to see food coming out of a bag. No matter what state it is, you just can't make that look cool. So let's just let's do some magic again and have it looking nice on the tray for you guys. Ready? Wow!
Look at that.
Man, I'm a little jealous. Hers is a little bigger than mine.
I kept pouring and pouring, and I was like, honey, should I leave it in the bag or should I show them how much there is?
Show them how much there is.
That's right. Can you believe this? Where's my spoon? Oh, it's still stuck in here. There's still even some in the cracks I could have scraped out.
And hey, and I'm not complaining either. My little, I think it's like 32 ounce. I don't want to say how large these trays are, but this is maxed out too. My chili has maxed out this trough here.
I already dipped a corner of a tortilla in the sauce too. I cheated. It's delicious.
Dude, the seasoning on this chili is perfect. It's got an awesome, like, kind of Tex-Mex. And they call it Tex-Mex because it's very American tasting chili. It's not bold cumin or any other fancy spices to try to jazz it up. It's got a really good classic chili taste. Well, you look so amazing tonight. It'll be really easy for me to get a few more points.
One. That's all I got. This. Phenomenal. Right?
Yeah, I gotta admit, I had that dish the other night and she had mine. We had traded, and so tonight we're gonna switch up.
Yeah, opposite seats.
I flippin' love that pasta dish. You can taste the fresh little herb, dehydrated herb bits in there. Like, it tastes like fresh oregano and basil is in that pasta sauce.
I think that I described it as, the sauce reminded me of a little old lady that I used to know who was straight from Italy, and she would make her sauce. And it did have like 3 kinds of meat in it, granted. But the point being is that this sauce reminds me of that in flavor. It is so flavorful and so home-cooked, authentic sort of feel. It's not...
I was talking to the manufacturers just this morning on the phone to get the last bit of information on these before I did the video. And they told me they add all the ingredients separate. They dehydrate all those ingredients separate, add it into the bag. And so when you're cooking it with hot water, you're actually mixing it. That way it doesn't have the stewed flavor like you get in canned foods, or any retort pouch for that matter, and most standard MREs. You eat those and they all kind of have that oily kind of canned food based texture and taste. This is far, far, far from that.
This is so far superior to a lot of the products that we have seen on the market. I would say ranking in my top 3 for certain.
The custom rations that we always get from Bob are always super fresh, super tasty. We always rave about them. And it's probably primarily because of the freshness and the quality of the ingredients. But these dehydrated mains are different than the retort pouches. They're just, I can't describe it. It's just a really good fresh flavor. It's almost like cooking at home. When you cook at home, you use dehydrated herbs. You use a shelf staple pasta. You use a jarred marinara sauce for the most part, and you add those together. This competes with that, if not better. I'm not joking.
I definitely agree. You guys are going to have to try these out to believe, is that our word there?
Don't need salt or pepper either.
No, no needed.
The chili has a super
additives.
light spice to it. I'm getting a little perspiration. I wouldn't call it a spicy chili, but there's definitely some heat there. But I'm going to add some of the hot sauce to it.
I'm getting full already.
Mm-hmm. That dish right there, I had a hard time myself finishing that dish the other night when we tried it.
Mm-hmm. And I even had a fair amount that night. I was a lot hungrier. We hadn't eaten all day, and so we broke into those ones.
This hot sauce is a lot like Tabasco or Tapatio.
Is that right?
Good vinegar kick.
I'm not supposed to have it.
It'll add a good flavor to it. You know, this chili is good enough on its own. It doesn't really need this hot sauce.
It definitely is good enough on its own. I had that one when Ben and I had our sample switcheroo there, and it was amazing.
I was really surprised on how good it was, honestly. And we're not just hamming them up because we're a little partial or whatever.
Just because they have a picture.
I'm not going to put my name on something that I'm not flipping stoked about. And one of our first ration reviews, we got a vegan MRE from Bob. It was the first attempt, kind of the first prototype of what this is, and it blew my mind. I'm seriously, it almost got me in tears when I saw that thing in the mailbox.
It was quite exciting to see different products on the market than what we are used to, what was available before.
And then Bob calls and says, "Hey, can you send me a logo of your guys'?" I'm like, "Why, Bob?" Next thing you know, months later, this is happening. It's awesome. I really appreciate the work Bob and everyone at Emery Mountain and Custom MRE has done for us. This is an awesome opportunity for us to kind of showcase and pilot something that we love and what we're really passionate about, and we hope we can pass it to you guys. Hopefully the next late night date night, you guys will be sitting down eating one of these with us.
I hope so. I really do. There is not an item on here that I would not eat. I feel like whether or not you partake of meat products or if you're a vegetarian, that this, the lasagna, which it does have some milk products, I believe. It's got buttermilk. Anyhow, delicious. The TVP is of a texture that you cannot tell the difference between it and a ground meat. When it's in the sauce. And
it's fairly light in that sauce too. I would just consider that a light marinara, like a creamy marinara sauce.
It's not
very light little TVP bits.
Well, it's not overwhelming too. That's sometimes it feels like tomatoes have been stewed too long, or perhaps a little bit too vinegary. It's got too much of that bite to it, which I'm really sensitive to the stomach acid, blah blah blah. So I was a little worried that it was chili and lasagna, but neither one bothered my stomach. They felt light on the acid scale, even though they're both tomato-based products.
That's a pretty good hot sauce. I don't know if you can see the shine. It actually has a little heat. That's pretty good.
Oh, I can see that sheen. Get that sparkle on.
On my nose for sure.
Ooh, speaking of sparkle, I painted my fingernails, which I never do because it always falls off. And look, and there's sparkle. You see? You see? Yeah. Okay. So, they change color from sparkle to like fuchsia pink, right? And me and Robbie and Penny all have matching toenails. Color change.
That's ridiculous.
Someone hadn't ate my other cookie because I am about to dump this deliciousness with some peanut butter on it into my coffee real quick.
Very nice. Well, that would be good with coffee.
A little saturation. Yep.
I can't believe these pasta noodles. It's like a and it's cut short. They're not really long.
They turn out so good, and that's the thing is you don't have to turn around a spoon over and over and over or any foolishness. Try and wrestle it. It's just the right size to fit on that spoon.
You don't need a fork to eat it. You don't have to twirl it with a fork.
Stays up. My 3-year-old would love that.
I know.
She would love it.
We were actually planning on filming this with the kids. They were acting a little squirrely, so luckily my mother came over to babysit them for a while so we could do this. They were being a little too much trouble. But I would have loved for them to try this. I know they loved everything in it. They probably would have been a little picky about the chili just because it does have a little spice to it.
Penny is at a delightful three-nager stage of telling us...
Three-nager?
that everything is gross or awful. So
look at that, just the sauce alone has a slight thickness to it. It's almost like a good creamy tomato soup with pasta in it.
I feel like you're bragging because you took mine.
It's so good. I really like this one. I like a big heartier meal. I like that chili, but I want maybe twice that much.
I was saying, he scarfed all the chili, right? He leaves me with just the sauce, which I like that because I like to dip my tortillas. But just saying, he leaves me with some sauce over here, and he hooks himself up with the full plate of lasagna.
I would want this for lunch. I like spicy at lunch because when it's hot out, a little spice brings the endorphins to your body. You sweat a little bit, and the wind catches that. It actually it literally cools you down when you eat spicy foods. I learned that as a trick when I lived down south in Texas. So this would be an amazing lunch. The corn nuts, the tortillas, the chocolate mint cookies, the chocolate mint candies, and the cookie, or not the cookie. What was my treat? Oh, the chocolate peanut butter spread and the tortillas. But this one was very accessible, very hands-on, quick and easy to eat. Oh yes, I'll mention that in 1 second. Whereas this is much, much larger. This would weigh me down at lunch, so this is an awesome entree.
It's very, very filling. Both of them, when we shared the other night, we're so full.
We were. These two meals filled us both quite well. And hey, I wanted to mention also the rations, the L.R.Ps, long range patrols, came with a rubber band and a paper clip. The paper clip you can use to cinch your pouch together while it's steeping. And this rubber band would be great just in case you had leftovers. I personally have never had leftovers when it's like some crackers or something. But you could use that to roll it up and rebind it, or like in this case for the trash. Here, check this out. I was just telling Candy how impressed I was that you can actually get the air out.
And that's the trash minus my body.
And roll this up into a super small. That's the whole ration. It just rolls up into this tiny little thing.
I love that because that's part of...
Boom, pack in, pack out. There it goes. Easy.
What we stand for is maintaining an earth that is sustainable for our future, for our children. Things like maintaining low waste in the products that we eat while also having good preservation, good flavor. Those things are hard to do.
The majority of the small items, except for the hot sauce and the Smarties, all of it was in paper wrappings. Except for these two, and they kind of need to be. Everything else had nice little paper containers. All the plastics biodegradable, modern plastics. All this BPA free, I'd imagine, because it's food.
It is
food-used plastics.
I read that it was all BPA free, and I do believe it's made in the USA. Yes, it is. And it has a production date of July 2018.
I just wanted to show you a big chunk of that texturized.
You alright? You alright? You got that?
You want the dripping tomato sauce?
You got your boxes.
I'm going to have to edit it.
Okay.
Here's a big chunk of that TVP. Big old hunk of faux meat. It's just a tofu product. TVP represents texturized vegetable protein, which is basically the glutinous, the chewy part, if you will, of soy products. And they just amplify that and make it kind of a meat grain. It's amazing how they do it. It gets better and better every year.
TVP is an amazing product, and it has come a really long way from where it used to be.
Big time.
It used to kind of be like sawdust pellets, to be honest.
You can only have it with marinara because that's the only thing that would kind of mask the flavor to it. You know, or chilies, you can put it in chili, a really spicy chili, like these two items. But
these were not at all bad and like that. No, they weren't like that.
To be honest, I didn't even notice the TVP. It's a very soft, like again, it's like hamburger meat. But like, let's say there's about 4 or 5 good tablespoons of that in this whole entree, so it kind of hides with the pasta. You don't even notice it that much.
So long as you cooked it correctly. I did notice that when we sampled one of our dishes, I think my chili...
It was the pasta in the middle. I didn't mix up the pasta noodles very much because I was afraid I was going to break them. Not true. The dehydrated pasta is quite strong, and because they're in small bits, at first open up the retort pouch really good before you get the water in there. Cut the top. And just kind of like loosely knock it around a bit. And then when you add the water, mix it well one more time before you let it steep. That was my mistake. I basically put the water in there, shook it up by hand, and just let it sit. I didn't actually mix it, so.
It's kind of like when you're making macaroni or pasta, and it's boiling on the stove, and you put it in the boiling water, and then you just walk away, and then it boils into this big blob.
That never happens to you because you're a perfect cook.
That's right. That doesn't. Thank you, baby. I also just abstain from cooking.
You make the best breakfast ever.
I do actually cook quite a good breakfast.
That's a good marinara. I seriously am going to eat all of that. That is really tasty. And it's not overtly sweet. A lot of the vegetarian pasta dishes, like the cheese ravioli and the 2016 MREs, very, very sweet. I don't know what's up with that. Maybe to build the carbs or something to get you more nutrition. It's a sweet marinara, like ketchup.
That bugs me. I'm sorry to say, it does bother me when marinara sauce is overly sweet, just as it bugs me when I buy them at the store. Oftentimes, we don't have like a brand of marinara that we love. At least I haven't found one that we love.
So, you know, the best tomato product I've had so far, and I'm not joking by this, was our good friend and fellow reviewer, Delicious.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
He sent us this ketchup that he made. It was flipping amazing. If you go back a few videos, we got a 24-hour custom ration built and sent to us from Delicious himself. And there's some honey I've never had in there in my entire life. There was some ketchups, there was some jams. It was amazing. So check out that video if you haven't yet.
Really good snacks. Check it out. We enjoyed the heck out of that.
I hate to compare that ketchup to this, but his ketchup was very herby, sweet, like a sweet cherry tomato. This doesn't have the sweet tones, but it has that full flavor herb action going on. I love it. It's really good. Digging it.
Definitely. So full flavored. I feel like the spices were just adequate to where, again, as mentioned, I think my 3-year-old would eat these. These are the type of rations that you could store and everyone can appreciate.
That was the point I was going to get to. The American MREs, I enjoy those. They're fun, like McDonald's once in a while. But can you imagine sitting and eating on those for an entire month straight? Don't get me wrong, I love rations. I could eat one every single day because I don't have to eat them. I love to eat them. But if I was stuck eating them, I wouldn't want to eat retort pouch food. It all tastes like canned food. And after a while, that's all you would taste is that canned foody oil base.
That aftertaste.
Yeah,
it's like cheap chocolate, how it has that waxy aftertaste.
And that's all you taste after a while. Like, again, Easter candy, you know, I don't want to compare to that because this chocolate doesn't have that cheap waxy taste.
It doesn't, and that was something that I said to Ben, is that usually candies, traditional made candies, after just a couple, I notice the aftertaste and I just can't do it anymore and I'm done. And sweets are my weakness too, but they have to be, I'm a sweets connoisseur. They need to be organic and they need to be just so, but these are delicious. I do believe I could eat the whole thing myself.
And she probably will.
I will, probably. Corn nuts too. I'm probably going to have to protect these because those are my favorite.
And those taste better than the ones you get in the store because these were manufactured and packaged just like the other day.
Last month.
And they're vacuum sealed. They're not in a big bag full of carbon monoxide to preserve them because oxygen starts to degrade things, obviously. But the vacuum seal of these, they literally taste like they just came off the manufacturing line like yesterday. They're just toasted yesterday or something. I love that. And we keep seeing that in Bob's Rations and custom MRE rations, is that they're producing and manufacturing brand new stuff. They're not relying on other companies like Bridgeford and other companies like that to produce the food and then years later get it and then put it in MRE and then you hope to make it last another 5 years. It just doesn't happen. Often you'll find components in a ration that are 2 or 3 years older than the other components. Not going to happen with this stuff. All manufactured at the same time.
That's hard because then your date is compromised. You can't claim that it's a 2017 expiration or whatever expiration when you've got components that also expire in 2015 per se.
And I'm sure these last 5 years, but because there's dehydrated and vacuum sealed components, that time goes up exponentially. I've even heard of certain dehydrated mains having a 25 to 30 year shelf life. Granted, some of the things in here aren't going to last as long. Perhaps the tortillas, it's one of the fresh baked items here. Those last 5 years for sure. But anything beyond that, it might be questionable. But those mains, those dehydrated mains, you can count on those being good 25 years later, no matter what. These are awesome rations to keep around.
I am so impressed. I am so excited. I am so excited that
Honored.
Our name is on this.
My artwork's on there. That's so cool.
Ben's artwork, which Ben has done a lot of artwork for different people in the MRE community.
I love doing it. It's so fun.
He does. He is such a fantastic artist too. I love to see him actually getting in there and doing some art because unfortunately with the struggles of day-to-day grind, work, kids, getting it on the table, putting them to bed, the whole shtick of living life, it's really easy to get sidetracked from your passions.
The things on the wayside.
And and here we are.
Honored. Thanks again, Black
Ben's
Dog Bob, Custom MRE, and our good friends at MREmountain.com. If you want to go there right now, check out all their specials on the top of their browser. I'll send a little link here, maybe have a little video of me searching for it myself. You can't help but miss the chicken, the cow, and the pig. Animal-free MRE rations. Check them out. And again, look forward to this in about 2 months, I'm guessing, maybe a little bit less. We're going to have the next phase and the next series of menus coming out. And I'm hoping one of those will be a vegan MRE, or L.R.P. One rich patrol or meal ready to eat. Either way, if it's a fresh retort pouch or a dehydrated main, I don't care, I'm stoked. It'll be the first vegan MRE I've seen on the market. And that's what we're working up to. These vegetarian MREs are kind of for everyone. It's a broader market again. And when we dial it in and get those vegan MREs, I just want everyone to be happy and everyone to have something to put in their storage and have something for camping and back someday. That's our dream. So.
That is our dream. And we thank you so much for your support. Should we wrap this up, babe?
Yeah, let's totally wrap it up. I just want to thank everyone. I don't know how to find my words. I'm kind of besides myself with this whole experience. So
it is very hard to express sometimes how excited, how touched, how impressed we are with the community behind MRE reviews on YouTube, on the forum. It's all
MREinfo.com is what got us started. Of course, we started watching all the reviewers like Gundog, Old Smoky. We got Sticky Fingers in there, and of course, good old Steve 1989, and many, many others. Shocker 71. Shocky, you know who I'm talking about.
71, I believe.
I'm so bad with it. There's so many names and so many hashtags hard to remember. But Shocky was the first person to introduce us into this community and really get us started. First one to send us a package to get us going on the channel. I want to thank you, buddy. Shocky, you're the one that got us started and got us going. Steve, you're a great influence, and everyone else we mentioned. I thank you all for this. You guys are the product of this. You are gurus, and we thank you. Thank you again.
This is what makes it possible for us to bring you an animal-free MRE. We love being part of the MRE family. We hope that you enjoy watching with us. Thank you so much, Candy.
And this is Ben. Thanks again for watching, and hopefully we'll see you soon with a new MRE.
Click, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell.
And go check out MREmountain.com. Get yourself one.
Alright, have a good night.
See ya.